Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do another OliveYoung haul because we all know I love K-beauty and OliveYoung recently has some really good deals and I thought why not snatch some products up. We are going to cut to the chase and just unbox everything. We all know they don't skimp on their bubble wrap, so no point doing that. Let's just unwrap everything and show you guys one by one what I got and apply it to our face. I'll start first with the freebies I managed to get in my orders. That's one thing I really love about OliveYoung. Once you reach a certain criteria, whether it's buy this certain product or you have to buy at least one thing from this brand, you get a lot of freebies. The first one I got is the Laneige Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic 3-Step Essential Kit for normal to dry skin. A lot of words, but very cute little packaging. I think these are just samples of some skincare. Yep, there we go. So here it is. I think that's quite cute and you can definitely go travel with it now that we are kind of allowed to travel. Next, I managed to get a Giverny Wartil Milchak base. I think this is a foundation. Yeah, this is a cover foundation which has SPF 30 and PA++ in the shade 21 light beige. Next is really exciting because I got a full-size product from Cleo, one of my favorite brands of all time, and they gave me this in the shade 2 brown. And let's take a look at it. Okay, so it's a pen tip applicator and it's dark brown. Let's give it a swatch. Very smooth from what I can see, and I like the tip, very sharp as well. So yeah, excited to try this one out on my eyes today. It is bleeding a tad bit, if you can see on my hands. I don't know if it's because of the pen, the way I drew it, or it's because I have sunscreen on my hands. But yeah, we'll see how it works later on. It also did smudge a little bit when I pressed it, but I reckon it's okay because only this part smudged, which means that part's probably the wettest and the rest didn't really smudge. And last but not least, for my freebies, I managed to get a makeup pouch from Yesstyle. So that's really cute. Let's open it up. I really want a new makeup pouch anyway because I'm thinking when I go traveling in the future, I probably want something a little bit more put together rather than just random plastic bags. So here it is. It's a velvet pouch. Oh, a little bit smaller than I expected, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it would be much bigger. And I do like the black and red, it's very chic. Open it up and here we are. Okay, so it's like a little money bag pouch situation, not too big around my cheeks. I think you can still fit quite a lot in here, but I thought it would be a lot bigger so you can put in a few more. Definitely can't fit in to, oh, you can fit in a normal eyeliner as well if you put it diagonally. So I think this is pretty good, and yeah, I just think it's nice how we got some freebies. Now let's get to actual things I bought. We'll start off with the non-makeup products and then we'll move on to the makeup, but this is so exciting, you guys. I bought a wooden sculpt brush from Aromatica. Believe it or not, I have never used a hairbrush in my entire life. I know, it's crazy. I've used it before if it's like my friends at a sleepover. I've always used hair combs and I don't know, I just felt like it's time for me to try out something new. I really wanted to have a hairbrush. I just think that'll be really cool, and this one's really nice because it also came with a little serum that is for hair loss and to promote hair density. Very nice size. I think I don't really know too much about it. I'm not even sure if I'm brushing my hair correctly. I don't even know how I brush my hair, but I'm pressing it to my scalp and it's really comfortable. And it's getting like all my strands in there and my hair feels really smooth. I think I can turn into a hairbrush kind of girl. Like I said earlier, they do have a little serum in here to promote hair growth. I think you just spritz it into the brush and then massage it and press it onto your scalp like so, and that will be it. Next, we have two body products I purchased. This is from Doft & Doft, a new brand. I've never really tried from them before, but these are two body scrubs. I have been recently really getting into body scrubs, body shimmers, and just body care in general. I used to not pay too much attention for that, but now after I exfoliate, you know, like twice or 3 times a week, I just feel like my skin feels so soft, and my skin is the one that typically likes to scar itself and takes a long time for the scar to fade, and I realized after I use exfoliating scrubs, it actually repairs itself faster, so this is really nice. I got this in the scent Hazy Green and by Fleur. So 250 grams, I think that's really worth it. I will test it out soon. Next, I also picked up a strong growth nail hardener from Wake Make. Again, I am really into nails right now. I'm not wearing any nail polish today because I'm giving them a break, but I feel like not only should I, wear nail polish and take it off correctly, I should probably protect it a little bit. And I saw there were some really great reviews on this one. It's for nail hardening and just strengthening your nails to promote like healthier growth, and I think that's really nice. Now let's get into the actual makeup. Really exciting stuff. I'll start with the order I will usually apply on my face, and that would start with foundation. So pumped for this product, you guys have no idea. I got this in the shade 23N. Here it is. How pretty is it? It looks like an AirPods case, and it's this kind of sleek plastic. One of the standouts from this, I would say, is the actual cushion puff. You can see that there are little slits inside it to give it room and space for the foundation to settle into the powder puff and applicator, so you can press more into your skin. So I think that's quite unique. I've never really seen an applicator like that. Here we are, we have the product inside here. It's a very typical cushion kind of feel, and I am excited to try this out later today. Next, I also picked up a concealer from Luna. This is another new brand I haven't really tried out from before, but again, from the reviews, everyone seems to love this concealer. Every year it used to win the OliveYoung best concealer category, or at least be in top 3. So that's really impressive considering a lot of new brands launch each year. Next is a really exciting product because I picked up the About Tone Blur Powder. This is the legendary blur effect, and why I'm so excited about this is because a few months ago I heard that EYHLYFE, my favorite powder pore packed situation, their brand rebranded into About Tone, which is this brand, and I had this panic moment. I was like, oh my gosh, what if they never start making my favorite like setting powder again? I'm going to panic. So when I saw this launched on OliveYoung, I was like, hey, it's the rebranding of the brand, let's try out. Is it the same deal, and is it working just as phenomenally? Like, what's going on with it? So these two look identical. Oh my gosh, they even feel the same. I just love something about untouched powder. It's just so satisfying. It comes with a little cushion puff so you can apply it on the go, which I think is very considerate of them. And also there is a little mirror in here, which is cute. Packaging looks basically the same kind of macaron situation, and feels really good as well. It's a bit heavier than my EYHLYFE one. A lot more sturdy plastic. Excited for this one. Ooh, next, I'm also super excited. I got 2 products from the brand Hints. Hints has been popping up all over my feed lately, and it's a brand that promotes natural beauty lit from within and just you, but better, a little bit more polished. It doesn't really promote like heavy makeup. It's more about just that naturalness, which I think is most K-beauty's vibe, but this one in particular just looks so stunning, and props to them for packaging. It looks gorgeous. You can see that in the packaging here, there's almost iridescent glow to it, which I think is just so pretty and out of this world. I really like how this one's slightly purple. And I picked up a Radiance Dimension stick, which is a cream highlighter stick, and in this set it came with a concealer, and I also picked up a blush, which is a lot bigger than I expected. This packaging is massive. I'm just getting so distracted by the packaging. You have this slight glow on the package, which is so pretty. And here it is. Let's open up this cream stick highlighter. This one, I've seen a lot of people review it, and everyone seems to love it because of how natural it looks. I got this in the shade Light, which means it has a little bit of shimmer and sparkle in it. There was a clear option, but I was scared that one would look too Vaseline-y, so I got this one. Let's give it a little try. Ooh, okay. It feels creamy, obviously. I would say it's a little bit on the Vaseline side, but once you blend out, you can see it blends to almost nothing, and I don't think if the effects are too obvious, if I'm being honest. I can't completely see it on my hand too much, but it's very subtle. It's only when I reflect in the sun you can kind of see I put it there. There we go. Here it is. Very natural. It's this kind of beige champagne shimmer, and I am actually quite excited to wear it out. I think it'll be very nice for every day and just adding a little bit of glow to the cheeks. Now let's take a look at the concealer sample they gave us. This is in the shade 21, which is good because we probably want a lighter shade to brighten. You have a nice silicone cap and a plastic bottle. Here it is. I won't be using it today, so let's give it a swatch. Okay, it does blend very nicely. A little goes a long way, and I would say pretty full coverage. That looks pretty nice and really skin-like. That blended to nothing. That is really good, and even in real life it doesn't look like I put on concealer, which is awesome. This is the True Dimension Glow Cheek, and I got this in the shade Mellow. This is meant to be a putty blush situation, and again I picked one with a little bit of shimmer in it because I love glowy blushes and putty blushes together, so I thought, you know, let's just get a 2-in-1 situation. Here it is. Oh my gosh, that is massive. This looks like a highlighter almost, but it is this peach pink with a golden shimmer in it, and it looks gorgeous. It has 9 grams of product in it. Okay, that is massive. No wonder it was a little bit pricey. It's like the size of my cheeks. I am so excited at that. Look how beautiful that color is. Doesn't it remind people of Orgasm by NARS? I think that'll be a nice dupe for it. Next up, I got 2 setting sprays. You guys know I love setting sprays, so I thought I should stock up on it. And the first one I got is from Too Cool for School. This is their Finish Setting Fixer. I love Too Cool for School packaging. It's just so gorgeous and vintage. Look at that. It has, 2 caps. That's nice. Very fine. It can be a very long spritz as well, and no fragrance. I like that. Need to try this one out. I like how fine and long the spritz goes, which is really nice. And the next one I got is from 3CE. You guys know I also love 3CE. This is their Makeup Fixer Mist. This is 100 mils. It comes in this kind of square flat bottle, and it's clear inside, which is very nice. Okay. No scent as well, and this one, it doesn't go as long as the Too Cool for School. That one's more like an aerosol almost, but very, very fine mist, and I appreciate that. So I'm keen to try these 2 out. Last but not least, on my haul, I got 2 lippies. So if you guys saw from my Big Bang sale, I managed to get an Espoir velvet tint lipstick, and I loved it, so I thought let's try out another formula from Espoir. This is the Lipstick Nowhere Smooth Comfort Velvet Matte Lipstick. A mouthful. This one is a bullet lipstick, and okay, it's cute. So it has this almost transparent packaging with a little bit of a rose gold accent. Pretty is that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. This will be so fun for the summertime, which is what's approaching. I'll definitely be giving this one a try. It does look very, very matte, and I love how they have that little imprint packaging. That is gorgeous. And last but not least, I got a Cleo Dewy Syrup Tint. This is a newer release, but not too new now, and I just wanted to try this all the time, so I had to grab it when I saw it on sale, and I got this in the shade 03 Hannah Coral View. I'm into my coral lips lately, and here's what it looks like. Very chic plastic, very heavy, and it's a lip tint, so it's a little bit glossy, and then later on it would dry down hopefully. Here's what it looks like. Very, very glossy and reflective, and not very tacky either. I think that's quite nice. That concludes my haul from OliveYoung. Now let's try everything on our face. I just want to update. I tried to wash my hand off with like my normal cleanser, and this did not budge. This eyeliner literally did not budge. So once it settles in, it will stay. So you probably need an oil actual cleanser to get rid of it, whereas the, you know, concealer and lip product as well as highlighter, they washed away fine. So this eyeliner is a win so far. Just need to wait for it to dry. Now let's start with the Laneige Cushion Foundation. So you give it a little press, it opens up, and the goodie is inside. I'm just going to give it a little press. Okay, very nice coverage, and as always, I'm going to pat a little bit off. This time I'm going to pat it on my hand just to also test how much it can cover up the eyeliner. Okay, I would say pretty decent medium coverage. Let's get it all coated on the sponge. Now I'm going to apply it on my face. Pretty good shade match for me. Has a slight scent to it. It's a very fresh floral. I would say the coverage is pretty okay, like a medium. I did have a little pimple earlier here. It's covering it okay. It's still showing, but not too bad. I think far away, it looks really nice and flawless. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more because I want to get a little bit more coverage around my nose. Okay, so that is it for foundation. I would say it's a light medium coverage. I did have to go a little bit more on my nose here, which I have a little bit of pigmentation, and my pimple here isn't cover it fully, but I think it's okay as a first layer. Also because foundation is mostly used to just even out the skin tone. If we want to cover something, we can always use concealer. So overall, not too bad. didn't really meet the expectation yet, but we'll see how it wears. It is quite thin and it looks really skin-like, which I do appreciate. So let's hope this wears all day. Now let's go in with our concealer. I did clip my hair back. I really can't stand it just flying everywhere on my face. I'm not superior like other people who can do it. Very typical doe foot applicator. Very rounded as well, only a slight dip. Okay, definitely more high coverage than the foundation, which is nice. This is where I would usually highlight my face to give it a little bit more dimension. I like this concealer. It's pretty easy to blend, it's pretty lightweight, and also I do like the coverage. It gives a very skin-like finish and I think it looks gorgeous on my skin. It gave me the right amount of coverage and brightening that I wanted and needed, and overall my complexion looks so flawless right now. I love the glowiness. I forgot to mention this earlier, but the Laneige cushion is meant to be a matte finish, but it's still quite glowy, and it does have SPF 42, which I think is a huge bonus, and that gives that glowiness from within. The Luna concealer, however, doesn't have any SPF in it, but it does look very beautiful and I feel like my skin looks very brightened. Now I'm going to just quickly spritz my face with the 3CE Makeup Fixer Mist before I powder my face. I find that if I actually spritz my face with a little bit of setting spray and then powder, everything just mushes in a lot nicer. I'm going to first start off with the blush from Hints. This is so pretty and I can't wait to use it. I'm going to use my typical blush brush, a little bit dense but has an angle and stippling brush. I really don't want to ruin how beautiful that imprint is. I love new products, how they have those grids and it just looks so fresh. Get some on the brush and first try some on my arm. Okay, the pigment's very light so I can just go ahead and put it on my face. Very subtle and pretty, I do enjoy that. So I'm using stippling motions right now because I'm treating it like a cream product, but I think it'll be also fine to sweep it. I'll try that on the other cheek. Okay, now let's try sweeping it. I feel like sweeping does disrupt the concealer and foundation a little bit, so I'm going to go back to stippling motions. Let's put a little bit on our nose and our chin. Very subtle. I think Hints is all about that no makeup look, but it is very soft and putty. You can see if I press it in, I can leave my fingerprints in it, which is really fun, but it doesn't stay too much on my fingers, so you really need to get in there and smush it to get some kind of color payoff. There it is. It's so glowy and beautiful. I do love this blush lots. Now we're going to try the highlighter stick. This one I'm really excited for, and I've seen reviews before where you don't want to swipe it on because it's still like a very oily type of product. It's very emollient. You might disturb everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some on my ring finger and just slowly dab it onto my face. This is what it looks like. Very natural. You can barely see the pearl particles. And I'm just going to put it on the high points of my cheeks. My final verdict is one of those products you really can't see it's on your face. I feel like, I don't know, I can see the shimmer if I look really closely, but honestly, you have to look really hard for it. It just looks like you're glowing and your base is very dewy. I think I would really appreciate this kind of look when I'm on the go and I want a no makeup look, but sometimes it's a little bit too little, if that makes sense. But this is definitely something you would like if you don't like heavy makeup, because this was really fun to play with, because the more you put on, the like glowy it gets. It doesn't get too like chunky or heavy, which I think is nice, very beginner friendly. Now let's go with our setting powder and set the face. I'm not going to set my entire face. I'm going to just set the center and my T-zone because otherwise it will cover up the nice highlight and glow I got earlier. Okay, in all honesty, it feels exactly the same as the Eclipse Pore Powder Pack, which is what I wanted, and this one was just really nice. It really did smooth the skin and it feels really light. It has a little bit of kickback in the pan and it does have like fallout, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Very smoothing on the face and very light and finely milled. For eyes, I didn't pick up any eye products today, so I'm just going to use the blush and just pat some on my eyes and give it a glowy look. We're going to go for the simple no makeup look today. Now let's go for the eyeliner that is super waterproof. Let's hope it doesn't bleed. There it is, very simple wings. And for my brows, I'm going to quickly just fill it in with my Clio eyeshadow palette. I am really liking this shimmery dark brown here for my eyebrows. I find that if you put a little bit of shimmer in your eyebrows, it looks a lot more natural. For my eyelashes, I also didn't pick up anything new today from OliveYoung, but recently I did acquire the new Act Natural Defining Mascara by Colourpop, and I got this in the shade Dark Brown, so I'm going to put these on my eyes. So now let's try the lipsticks. I think I'm going to try first with a bullet lipstick from Espoir and see how I like it, and then try a clear one. Let's give this a try, and I'm just going to do a simple ombre lip. Okay, it's very coral and neon. Didn't expect that. It's a little bit too pink for me. Whoops. I expected it to be a little bit more orange and red base. It's neon. Oh dear. It's just very bright. It's a little bit also cool tone, so it makes my skin look more dull than it actually is. Not my favorite. I'm not a big fan of this shade, if I'm being honest. I thought it'd be a little bit more nude. It looked a lot more nude in the packaging, but it is what it is. I think in the future I'll just go in with a super light hand with this one. I went a little bit dark and heavy, but it was very easy to glide on, and the pigment was there. You guys saw it. So I think it's a good lipstick formula, just this shade isn't for me. I did wipe it off, so now we're going to try the clear lip tint. Hopefully this one's a tad better. It's also very coral. I realized corals might not be my thing. Okay, this one's a lot milder. I like it a lot more. This one has a very similar toffee apple scent as the Roman Juicy Lasting Tint, which I really like. It's a sweet kind of fruity scent, and it's very, very glossy. I think this Dewy Syrup Tint is one that's very similar to Dewy Full Tint by Roman. It doesn't completely dry down, but we'll see if it actually transfers later on. I'm going to put on a second coat. Does have a little bit of transfer to it. I think it's not that bad considering it is very, very dewy, and the tint definitely will stay on your lips. That's what most lip tints do. They will stay on your lips for a long time. Let's finally finish this off with a spritz of my Too Cool for School setting spray. That spritz was so luxurious. I loved it. So that is it for my OliveYoung try-on haul. I had so much fun today discovering new products, and most of these are absolutely awesome. We did realize a few things. Coral is not my thing for the lips. It makes my skin look dull and it's a little bit too bright for me, but everything else, honestly, I'm loving. Let's do a quick recap of everything I tried and first impressions. Let's start with the foundation. I do like it. It's very skin-like. It sits very comfortably on the skin. However, the coverage is very, very low medium, so if you're looking for something a little bit more, this is probably not your thing. This is for everyone who just wants to even out their complexion and skin tone. Whereas the concealer I do like. I think it does have high coverage and it's very easy to use. It blends nicely, it sits comfortably, so this one is definitely a win. We'll be using that tons. The About Tone powder pack is gorgeous. It's basically the exact same thing. I can't really tell a difference between my Eclipse Pore Powder pack, which is my favorite setting powder of all time. So this one's a win, really love it. And my Hints products, I do like it. I first of all appreciate how big these are. I think I'm getting my money's worth. The blusher is so stunning. I love putty blushes. I think the hybrid between cream and powder makes it really easy to use, and it does give a very natural flush onto the cheeks, which I like. The highlight to stick, I think, is for people who really just don't want to look like they're wearing any makeup but want some glow on their skin. I don't think this is perfect for me for these occasions where I have concealer and foundation. I want something a little bit more, but I think for days where I'm wearing just a little bit of concealer and just want to brighten my cheeks, this will be perfect. So I do like it. We'll be testing it out a little bit more, but so far it's very subtle. The eyeliner works really nicely. I was scared that it would bleed because it bled on my hands, but I think that's because it was just too runny and I shook it and just went crazy and went with a heavy hand. But it's really nice and easy to get that precise tip, and I could see that it can last a long day, so that's really nice for me to hear. And update on the setting sprays. I love the spritz on the Too Cool for School one. It's just so long and easy and luxurious. I do like the 3CE one, but the spritz is not as good. The actual product itself, I can't really test and say anything about that yet, but I hope they're good because they smell exactly the same as well. Lippies, honestly, the formulas are really nice. I actually really like the formula on this Espoir one. It's very, very easy to use and very pigmented. Let me just show you guys. Like, look how smooth that just glided onto my hands. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous lipstick formula. Again, it's the shade. I think the coral shade is just too neon for me and it wouldn't work out for me if I put too much on my lips, but I'll try to find a way to make it work. And the Dewy Full Tint, it's a little bit more dewy than I expected, but honestly, it is really pretty and wow, I do like it. It's a lot lighter in pigment than this one. You can build it up, which I think is why I like it in the end. But honestly, they look pretty darn similar, if not the exact same. This one just has a slight tad more of orange to it, which balances out. But yes, I do like it. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. If you did like it, please give a thumbs up or even subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot. And as always, let me know what other videos you would like to see in the future, because this is super fun for me. Like, this is an excuse for me to buy new makeup for the sake of trying it. But you know, I do want to try all these products and they were on my wish list for ages, so it's really nice to pick them up. I would say the standout for me today is, I wouldn't say the powder pack because it's really nice and I knew it and I expected it, but I loved this concealer. This concealer is a new favorite because I find that it wears so nicely, and also just it is great coverage. Shade range is a little bit bleh. I also really like this putty blush. The shade is actually really nice on me. I thought it would be a little bit too glowy because in the swatches it looked like it was very like glittery, but it's really easy to use. I love putty blushes. You get a lot in here. Gorgeous. And another one that I really love today is a Too Cool for School powder. This one, so nice. The spritz is long and it just projects and it's very fine. It just makes my skin feel really, really coated. Well, that concludes today's video and I hope you guys liked it. So I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.